Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, yeah, welcome to The Becoming Trader. I'm your host, Chris Tierkamp, and I'm The Becoming Trader. So yeah, let's dive into the charts and see what's happening for the morning and what will happen for the day. So to start, I think I'll start with the dollar index, just to see what the dollar index is doing. So I'll start here. So it's taken out some liquidity here. It's taken out some liquidity here. I'm hoping that it takes out this liquidity and even this liquidity, to be honest. So what I'm thinking might happen is I'm hoping it's does something like that and then like that. It is at this monthly weekly open, so that could cause so there could be quite a lot of liquidity here. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Yeah, so let's see what's happening with okay, so ORD CHF. Let's just remind ourselves where we are. Okay, so we're heading down. We're in a bearish momentum, so we did break that structure there. So we have been ranging for a bit. Here. We had a little correction, and then it just seems to be ranging a little bit in that. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Daily. We're also quite bearish. But yeah, again, we're ranging within that little zone there. Yeah, we seem to just be ranging. There's sort of almost a downward range. 4 hourly. We haven't broken that top there. I'd say that was a break, that was a break, and then that was a break. So I'd say we're sort of within that range there. There was a big collapse here, so you can say this is the start of the turnaround point. So it's heading back bearish. You can say it's heading back bearish there. So what you might see is there's probably some liquidity up here. It's taken out this little liquidity here. What might happen is we'll have to see. It's closed below that here, so we'll have to see if it closes above that. We could be looking at higher highs. It's starting to retrace back here, so what you could we broke structure here. So we'll go to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, there's no liquidity here. Maybe a little bit here, but there's no liquidity here. Yeah, we're still within that fractal. So what ideally we want is either if it gets up here, then look for a change of character there, like that. Look for a change of character there, or if it breaks here, we can yeah, look for something there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put alert on. Break indicator. Yeah. No one as well. Break indicator. I just want to know which side it's going to break first. Okay, Euro USD. I have a long position in Euro USD. So I'm basically aiming just to get back up to the 3-month high. So I haven't. So we're still within that current fractal high. We're still bullish on this point here. So yeah, I'm just looking to take that 3-month high again, and yeah, that's what I'm looking for. On the daily, yeah, you can see that there's quite a lot of liquidity here, especially at this point here. There's liquidity. Change that color to black. Why is my pen not working? Background. Clicking on thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping to take that liquidity, and I'll put an alert there. I'll put an alert there because I want. So I'll take partial profits once it crosses that point there. I'll take partial profits. Yeah, but I'm looking. There's quite a lot of liquidity up here. Especially. Yeah, there's just a lot of liquidity up here. It's taken that liquidity, but yeah, it's just created more liquidity up top here. So I'm just hoping that it takes that. That's what I'm aiming for. On the 4-hourly, yeah. The only concerning part is that there's liquidity at the bottom here, and so it could just continue going down. You know, it's reacted to that taking of that liquidity. But yeah, there is still a lot of liquidity up here, especially at the weekly, monthly open. There's a lot of liquidity. So what I'm looking for is to go back there. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Euro old. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, we're still bearish on the weekly. We're still bearish on the weekly. Bullish. Sorry, bulls up high. We're still bullish on the weekly. What's this? a stop and go here. Take profit. What was I looking for? It's could have just gone through. Actually, yeah, there was this range here that caused the part for the sell, but you could have easily traced it back to this point here and tapped into there and gone up. And had your, that was a nice 3-to-1 little setup there. So it broke that there. Okay. Now it's at the, close all this. What day was this? It's November. Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. I suppose what's the, yeah, we're ranging in that little zone and did take liquidity there. And it's gone to the halfway mark. Okay. So what we could do, did we even tap into that? What we could be looking for is a change of character here. So it would need to go higher. It would need to go higher, break that structure there, and then we can look for back to the sell side. We'll go to the 15-minute. Yeah, I'll look for this to be broken. Yeah, definitely that to be broken. But yeah, there's a lot of liquidity here that we could have taken advantage of. Okay, let's go back to Euro JPY. So we're definitely pull. I do have a trade in Euro JPY, and what I'm looking for is the only thing about this trade is that we're getting into the high. Didn't think about that actually. There was a good setup here. It's but actually what we could be looking at is a so I definitely think once it gets to this it's calculated being based on indicator structure can be repainted. Yeah, continue it. Okay. So what I'm looking for is what could actually happen is you could actually the only thing I don't like is that you can't vertical subline type. I'm just wondering how to lock the trades, because it just locks drawings, and I want to lock the trade yeah, I want to be able to lock the trade. I can't move it. So yeah, so there's two things that could happen. It could break a new high. Could do that, you know, it breaks there. That is sort of what's been happening. But it has broken a new high. That we saw a pullback. So what? Yeah, we'll have to see what the change of character is. I'll definitely try and take some profits out if it hits us monthly, weekly open. Yeah. Yeah, we took out some liquidity there, and there was a change of character, so it was a nice little for it to go higher, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Euro USD weekly, definitely bullish. There's one big down. Yeah, I think you can call that quite a strong move. Could still be within this range. Yeah, definitely on the daily is definitely bullish. On the we're sort of, there was a change of character, so we're in this little bullish zone here, but internally we're bearish, and fractally we're bearish. Euro USD, and we could be heading further down with the bullish of the dollar. So what you could be looking for is tap into that and yeah, into that supply, and then break down further. So we had a change of character there. So this becomes our supply. What's so overall, you know, we're in a area of, yeah, so we're in an area of discount. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I suppose it's ranging a bit. I suppose it's just ranging a bit now. Yeah. So on the 4-hourly, we're definitely bearish. Definitely bearish on the 4-hourly. Is it there's an area of liquidity here. That we tapped into. It's the area of supply. Then there's so we're actually between this range here and this range here. Okay, so what I'm actually looking for is we've taken that liquidity. There's still quite a bit of liquidity here, I think. So what I'm looking for is we've reacted to that area of supply. What I'm looking for though is a little bit up, break that, and then come back down. So that's what I'm looking for. So ideally I want to know when we break the structure here. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So yeah, definitely the most important thing for me is breaking that structure there, so we can get a change of character. That'll be, and then we can take out new lows here. Yeah, and we can be aiming for, yeah, we can take out new lows here. That's what I'm looking for. So we need to break that structure first. Okay, GBP CAD. Overall, we're definitely bullish on the weekly. Daily, we're still bullish. You could say that this is a change of character here. So we broke that structure. So we could be between this area here, and that was just a liquidity grab. Oh, there was a change of character. So actually, this is sort of your, before your sell, this is your area of demand. So what we could be looking at is, if we go, yeah, there's still some liquidity here. But what I could actually do is, let's check the 1 hour. Yeah, it's like almost no liquidity going all the way down. Did we take out liquidity? We've taken that little liquidity out. Don't think it was too much. On the 4 hour, we're definitely bearish. There's no liquidity though. Liquidity is up there. So what we could see is a reaction to that, and then back up to there, that liquidity. Is the, I don't know what the GPP, okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the UK indice is. How do you, I have to find out. The pound index. It's definitely bearish. Definitely bearish. Yeah. But it's yeah, I mean, and the British pound is bearish. So it depends if I want to see a reaction to that. So I want to have a mark here. I want it to go down there, go back up, and break that structure again, and then we can look to get into that zone there, and then it can go up to the 3 monthly. That's what I'm looking for. GBP USD. All these things here. Yeah, I mean, but yeah. See that was not actually a bad trade. Getting used to it. Getting used to it. With that, so obviously, yeah, you could, yeah, okay. So let's see where we are. Alrighty, overall we're bullish again. Brush structure. We broke structure there, but yeah, we're bullish in that sense. Here it looks like we've just changed to bearish. We've just changed to bearish. We're having a little correction there. Yeah, we're reacting to this area of demand. Now we're reacting to that area of weekly, monthly. So yeah, so what could happen here? There's the dollar index is bull, the British pound is bear. So you're definitely going to be wanting to look, but I didn't even take this liquidity out here. So what I'm thinking is that there could just be a correction in the market, and you could actually look for, there could actually be a little further up before it goes down, because there's still quite a lot of liquidity. Like, look at all this liquidity here, and there's even liquidity up here. So, but there was a correction there. It just didn't take out the liquidity. So I'm looking for that liquidity grab there. I'm looking for that to break. Okay. Yeah, we obviously still we're still bearish, and we want to. I think our next aim is for this super low here. I think that's our next aim. So on the daily, we just seem to be heading lower and lower and lower. A little correction at that point. But yeah, we just seem to be heading lower and lower. What I'm thinking is that I wonder if it will, there's two choices. It could either continue down to that point and then turn, or it just broke structure now. So, and you can see that the zones are getting smaller and smaller. So I'm thinking that's what's actually going to happen. Is you're going to see a little reversal. You're going to see a little reversal. So a little reversal, and then it's going to go up to probably to the weekly, monthly, and then start making its way down. And start making its way down. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So what I want to know is when it's going to break this structure here. And then on the 15-minute chart, you could be looking for just a reversal onto the upside. USD CAD, weekly. Looks like we've corrected from, we're still bull. Looks like we've corrected from that area there. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So we've corrected from there. We are going back up. Yeah. So what could happen still is just trying to see if there's any. We've taken out that liquidity there. Okay, yeah. So actually I want this fractal to break first. That fractal's going to break, and then what's going to happen is it will be that. I'm just going to remove this for now. And then that will be the low. And then so it needs to go up a little bit, go down, go correct back into that zone, get a change of character, and then so I'm looking for that break, tap into that, break that there, and then look for a change of character. So that's what I'm looking for. We've taken out that liquidity there. So and then we can look for more on the upside. On the 4 hourly, the same thing. Very much the same thing. There's a lot of impulse here, so I'm just looking for that market correction down before the next impulse. Back to that weekly, monthly. Okay. Have we? So get back into that weekly, monthly supply area of So a lot of the indices, everything looks like there's going to be that weaker dollar. Okay. Okay, so we're definitely bearish. We're definitely bearish here as well. We did have a change of character here, so we could be going bull again. We could be changing to bull and take out some liquidity, and taking that liquidity there. So what I might be looking for is actually for this to be broken, because there's liquidity, a lot of liquidity up here. So for hourly. Okay, last one. Weekly, we're still in that range there. We corrected, correcting again. It looks like we're changing direction a bit, but we're still bullish. Let's clear all this so I can see things better. Still bullish. Change character there, change character there, change character there. It didn't break that. Change character there, change character there. So we're still bullish. We're still between that and that zone there. But there's lots of liquidity. There's a liquidity grab. So there's open liquidity here, here, here. You could say that was a change of character there. Okay, what's happening in Bitcoin? we tap into there, we might actually be in a what I would like to see before we go back up. There's definitely lots of liquidity here. There's definitely lots of liquidity here because that failed to break it there. I would have liked to see that broken there. So yeah, but we could go up. I would hope to see that broken there. And then change the character, go back in, and take it back to that area there. Yeah, there's also quite a lot of liquidity up here. So there's definitely lots of liquidity for it to continue on the upside. We didn't break that there. Oh. Yeah, I think we're going to go up now. That's my long term. Long term synopsis is that we're definitely going up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so what I want to see is this broken first. So that broken, then I want that to be broken, then the broken of that. There's just so much liquidity here. So we might crash down before we go up. Yeah, that's actually something I do want. I do want it to crash down before we go up. Okay, so yeah, thanks for joining, if you joined, and I will see you, today's Friday, I'll see you Monday, and yeah, good luck, stay